go ahead and, push another button so that way YouTube can yell at us. Again. I've got a black screen. Hey! Here we are.
Here we are.
Fresh off our celebration of freedom.
Freedom! America.
I didn't see. Did you smoke anything this weekend?
I did not.
Oh.
I did not.
You exercised your right to not smoke any meats?
Mm-hmm.
That's disappointing, but I mean, if that's how you chose to do it, good for you.
I decided to take a weekend off, hang out. Really, the moral of the story is that I didn't pull anything out in time.
Fair enough.
To thaw.
You're too busy at the pool.
I was too busy at the neighbor's pool.
Impostoring at the neighbor's.
Hey, you're out of town.
We're at
Thanks for the pool.
Yeah, we'll give it back.
It'll be in one piece, except for the boys. Like, Lincoln's learned how to swim, and he has a really cool mask. He'll dive down and grab a ring or whatever. They may or may not have thrown it between the edge of the pool and the fence that goes to our yard.
Mm-hmm.
At least a couple of them.
So you can see it.
Oh, you can't see. It's gone.
Oh.
Yeah. I mean, they would have to remove the deck or the fence.
Right.
One of the two.
Did you let them know that, or you just?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay.
Unless they're paying attention right now, which is doubtful.
That's fair.
They're in Arizona, sweating to death.
Fair enough.
So
I mean, they could be here sweating to death as well. Mm-hmm. So
you right? No, you're right. You're right.
Either way.
Either way. All right. Well,
it's hot out today, guys.
You know what? Actually, I was in obviously 3-piece earlier, and I went out there and I was anticipating that, like, I just walked into an oven, can't breathe, and it wasn't that, which I thought it was going to be. Then I quickly got to the truck and didn't really let it hit me though. Right. So
okay, that's if you don't, I stood in it for like 30 seconds having a conversation and was drip sweating.
Well, that was. Why would you stand outside?
Well, I mean, it was a conversation that wasn't like I wasn't anticipating. I thought it was just like, hey, see you later. And then they started talking, and I was like, oh, it's hot.
Hey, did we ever double check to see if like our sound works? Because you're on it, right?
Yeah, let me
just turn up your volume real quick. Exactly. My volume's on my computer, and I don't know why. Hey,
good.
Look at that.
Look at us.
One problem avoided this week that we didn't avoid last week. Hey, we're getting better.
Improvement.
So at least we don't have to get better in any other way. We've already gotten better one way. Sky's the limit, though, guys. Sky is the limit.
It sure is. All right, let's get into it because we got a twofer this week.
Got a twofer.
A little bit of shaving cream versus Irish whiskey.
We got a little news. We got
a little bit of news.
I mean, a lot going on considering it was a...
We actually have some college football news, which is kind of fun. And we're getting better with the stream.
Yeah.
I think next week, we'll let people know prior to, but also we'll be able to put stuff on there as we're talking.
Yeah, that's true.
That's kind of what I was thinking. Like,
baby steps.
Yeah, real baby. Like,
let's let them know first and then don't make any promises.
No promises. We're just going to strive. We're going to strive.
We're going to under promise and over deliver.
Over or just deliver?
Well, I mean,
we'll see. Let it play out. Let her play out.
I'm always just out there delivering on under promises. Just ask my wife.
Just ask my wife. All right. Recap last week.
Little John Deere Classic recap here. The week of side bets galore. The one side bet that got taken out. We'll start at the bottom this week with player to fade. Overall, average, just kind of a meh week for us on our picks. Player to fade though, you guys knocked it out of the park. Originally, Stoy went with Jason Day, where we had a 14 or worse battle there between Cole and Stoy. Well, Jason Day had withdrawn prior to the start.
Not very prior.
No.
It was within 12
and then
hours, which would have been really good.
Right. Was it Thomas
I don't remember
Peters Jr. or something like that came in?
Yeah.
And at one point was like playing fairly well. And I think he ended up missing the cut, but I think his first round was okay.
Gotcha.
Wasn't bad.
But anyways, you guys both then faded Webb couple missed cuts there. I faded Thigala, which we'll get to. Faded just outside that mark that I needed him to. Fourth best odds. Ended up finishing T16. So that's part of one of our side. Well, no, that's not a side bet. That's just a regular double up on a bet.
Mm-hmm.
Going up from the bottom, Stoy with the only person to make the cut in our top 40s with a little
ZJ.
Zach Johnson.
That boy ZJ.
He had a big.
Still finished.
What, he had a big eagle.
tied 60th.
He had a big eagle at one point. Was it
But
chipped
he
in
was-
for eagle?
He was like T40 like most. It was just
Yeah.
he was hovering there, and I was like, that's not good.
What happened with Ryan Armour? I didn't see anything.
Didn't
Did you
play
watch?
well.
Didn't.
I mean, it looks like he played decent one day and bad one day, and that was, you got to shoot under
So
par to make
that's-
the cut. So
That's the exact
under par.
exact thing that happened with the Iowa boy and Sean McCarty. He went like
much.
80 day one, and then shot a 64 day two.
mm-hmm.
Oh, that's good.
So two missed cuts there. T60 for Stoy. Black Stallion again. Stoy coming in with a T30. Martin Laird.
Martin.
Matt Wallace and Lanto Griffin both missed the cut for Cole and I, respectively.
Gosh,
They're not going to come at us for that one, right?
Was that copyrighted?
Great.
No kidding.
It's just a sound you two.
Our outright
Get over
winners,
it.
though, our
I just
outright
played that on
winners
my
were pretty
saxophone,
solid.
That's fine.
Do you have one? Because if you did,
Absolutely not.
we have to bring it out. Shucks. Anyways, outright winner. Sorry.
Pretty solid overall week for us.
Yeah, good man.
T16 was the lowest of the three. Like that's a good week.
I don't think that's ever happened.
No. Mav McNeely with a T8 for Cole, and then I went with my boy Christian Bezuidenhout, and he ended up second.
I should have done that with your one and done.
Yeah, you're right. I should have, because my one and done, Tyler Duncan, actually had a good first nine and then fell apart completely and ended up withdrawing after his, I think it was mid-second round or after second round. I can't remember.
Yeah, he didn't record a score in the second round.
So, yeah, that was brutal. Cole with the Cam Davis pick, the best of the Cams, I think.
Best of the cams.
At one point
Clearly.
not, but best of the Cams.
At one point, like, what's that even mean?
Cam Champ was ahead of him for a while.
Right, but like, I mean, this is a golf
He said-
tournament.
he
The
said
last
1
4
point.
days.
He said 1 point.
I know, like, what,
At one
before
point.
one of them teed off? He
No,
was
no,
better.
they were-
No, they were
course
teeing
together.
off, and it was like
You
mid.
act like I watched anything until Sunday, which I did watch Sunday.
Did you?
Mhm.
Oh, was it good?
Well, I mean, I watched. So here's the thing: JT Poston ended up winning. I don't know.
Wire
if
to
you mentioned
wire.
that. Wire to wire, which is impressive in its own right. But he started Sunday, birdie
Oh.
to stretch his lead to like 6 strokes. He was then 1 over par the last 15 holes, and won by whatever 3. I don't know.
Yeah.
3 or 4 strokes.
He-
But
three.
he basically sealed it, and those were the 4 holes that I saw on the weekend.
Oh.
So I saw him go birdie par.
And it was like, man.
And then I just had stuff going on. I didn't anticipate getting to, I just happened to be able to watch while my kid was napping, and then he woke up and we left, and that was
that was it.
I just checked back in to see that he had won and had actually gone down a stroke from where I had last seen him, and still won by multiple strokes. So,
I gotta see.
the multiple birdies in a row and him just making the course look super easy was impressive.
It's impressive.
So.
He's had like a pretty solid year. He hasn't made like every single cut, but like okay. So he goes Travelers the week before, he gets T2. Misses a cut, and then another top 40, and then a T9, and then misses, and then goes T3. Like he's played a lot of good golf this year, and a guy that we haven't talked about much. I just think
No, he was definitely on
I
my
don't
radar
know.
as we looked last week, but I mean, there wasn't a ton of people that to pick from. So
Right.
like he was one of the top tiers of, whether
But I think if we
Guys to
go
look at.
forward, like it's definitely a guy to continue to look at
Mhm.
going forward, especially, when we get into, we'll talk about it a little bit later with the Scottish Open, like these bigger fields
Right.
where we look at our, our top 40s or our Stallions or something like that, where he's probably not going to be,
Right.
in the top 40. He wouldn't be top 40 in this field to try and finish
Right.
first. Like his odds would probably be 5,500 to 1, or 55 to 1 or longer probably would be my guess. And the dude just went second, first in his last 2 events and has had several other top 10s. Like
Makes a ton of birdies.
right. It just goes to show you though, like what golf is, and he's a guy at a birdie or better course suits him well.
Right.
Where I think maybe he plays a little bit decent at something like the Scottish Open. We'll talk about because there's got to be some scoring to be had here too.
Yep.
But overall, again, like I said, lackluster week. Okay, I'll say yes to this and concede that for the fact that he would have missed the cut.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah.
But
he played.
if he was playing well enough, if a guy is playing well enough to make the cut and some freak accident happens,
What did happen? You just get injured?
he just fell apart.
He had an injury of some sort though.
Right.
Yeah,
Like
but
I don't know what it was.
back or wrist
But
or-
like,
It was something, I'm not pushing through this.
yeah.
right, but like if Day had played and withdrawn after playing a round
Absolutely.
of golf, I would have been taking a shitty shot.
Yeah. It would have been awesome. I still with my
like I'd have been mad at him.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, if they win,
Right.
just saying.
Yeah.
So Tyler Duncan with the withdrawal, Cam Davis with the T8, and then Pat Rogers for Stoy with the T30 there. Overall, Stoy with 9, Cole with 5, and then myself with 3.
How does the math work on that?
I don't know how that works.
Well, are these included?
No, these aren't included with the points. Points are over here. Because that's a 12. 3, 3, 3.
It's because it didn't, for whatever reason, it
10,
didn't include.
Oh, you did it as a formula.
It didn't include the last ones. So
Wow.
there we go. That's better. 12.85. That looks better. I'll have to look at that for the future ones here, though, just to make
The
sure.
past ones too. Just in case.
It's never.
No, there's no going back now.
It's never happened to me
Maybe
before.
the Masters.
Just the Masters.
No, maybe. we just call it maybe the Masters at
It's
this
never.
point.
It's
Maybe
never
the
happened to
Masters.
me before.
Never happened.
So 12.85. Jumping into our side bets.
Gosh, I just don't understand. How are we giving Stoy 3 points for a top 40 when his guy finished T60?
I'm not understanding it either, but I like it. But we've been doing it all year.
Have we?
Yeah.
We give 'em points for anyone that finishes.
Gotcha.
And miscuts and anything besides player to fade is always a 0.
Correct.
That's fair.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's fair
It's
because we've been doing it.
Yeah.
Why?
I just
Don't
feel
ask
like you, I
questions
just feel
like
like you
that.
should get 1 instead of 3.
That's bad. But not this season.
Like just for making the cut. Like you
Right,
get a
you
point
made
for
the
making the cut. If he is in the top 40, then you get.
Then you go to
Yeah.
So like
we'll let the board decide for next season.
that's fine. I just
Yeah, that's fine.
Let it be heard.
Let it be heard. It has been. Whoa! It has been heard.
It will make no difference to the scoring this week.
No. What is overall standing at?
Overall standings. Let's make sure that this is good. Yeah. Cole with 165. Stoy kind of closed the gap a little bit this week. 159. And then I went 135. Yeah.
Oh.
Gross.
Does that
Oh.
is the shitty shot count updated
It is now.
Okay.
Because I had to add an extra one for myself.
for you?
But yes.
Wait, we haven't broached the side bet shitty shots this week.
No,
We
not
haven't
yet.
talked about it.
No, not at all. Over under 17 and a half. So that was the last, what was it? 12 years or
Now
something like
13
that.
years.
13 years in a
over
row.
18.
It has been 18 under or greater.
Yep.
And 21.
Yep.
And then what was it? 2 or 3 other guys I think were at 18 and that was it.
Yep.
So realistically, like that's still a good mark. That 17 and a half is still a good mark because only 3 guys out of the full field hit it. But
If I didn't see that stat, I would have been at 20. I still would have been under. So it didn't matter to me.
Right.
Right.
That's what it was
Yeah.
like once he got to 22 and I was like, oh, this is
Yeah.
and then he ended up at 21. I was like, oh, this is
Well,
close. It made it interesting.
Made it interesting.
next one, Zach Johnson finishing position. Stoy was the closest with 31. Little,
Why you guys went so low?
it's just his one course that he actually plays well at for the most part. So
I mean, if
it's
he had,
60,
like-
60 is like an outlier for him.
If he had like 5 less bogeys, he would have been really good.
So I say every round.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm double
Exactly.
bogeys. Not
Like-
The Live newcomers, Ortiz almost won
I
it.
almost won that damn.
Answer, I think he was top 15, top 10. And then Pat Perez was like 21st, I think, is what he ended up being. I think he was the first guy that was over par.
Yeah.
We talked about this.
I think so.
So we just
He
wanted
also
to
shot 80 and won. I mean, we beat this over and over. Like he was on the winning team,
Yeah.
so like they celebrated him shooting 80 basically.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
his score
He didn't help
count.
the team. Yeah. He did. He was
He's
there.
just out there in his money
He
shirt.
was there. Yeah.
Well, he might have helped on one of the other rounds. Because he ended up, I mean, but here's the thing. So we looked at it and okay, what's this score discrepancy?
Right,
you know,
right, right.
how close is it? The winner was at 13 under, I think, and the last place finisher was 21 over. 20 guys in the whole field shot under par.
Under par. Yep.
Even.
The other 28
Even or under.
even or under. The other 28 were over par for the weekend. Which does it just say that they were playing bad golf?
Right.
Does it just say the lack of talent maybe? But then one other thing that we did talk about, which is very tour-esque that we liked, was the fact that there was a mixed bag of some people went low and some people went well over on the last day.
Right.
Like that Saturday, the third round for them. It wasn't everybody's going super, super low. Everybody's going way over and they're just making it hard. You're seeing, okay, this guy's playing good this weekend. He shoots well this last day. This guy isn't playing very well this weekend, or he's playing meh.
Right.
He shoots pretty meh this last time.
Mhm.
Next in line, you two tried to go against me. Worked for Stoy. Tyler Duncan withdrew, so I will take the shot there because he finished outside the top 40. But Christian Bezuidenhout, 13.5. There's a shitty shot for you, Cole.
Sure.
And then the last one that we mentioned earlier would have been
Yeah.
Jason Day at 14.5. He withdrew before the tournament, though. So
Probably for the best.
Hey, little update on our one and done too. While we're doing all the updates,
Yeah.
Cole. Hey, you're up to 35th. You're not 36th, so that's good.
Or 37th.
Yeah. Technically, yeah. You're not the bottom.
Either one.
Now, there's only 110,000 points that separate you from the exact bottom.
See,
And,
that's
and another 400,000 to get you to 34th. But
right.
you're not the bottom.
Not the bottom.
Brian fell a spot last week, and I'm just nestled right there in ninth. Just
I think I'm
a solid little
my
spot.
30th
right now.
or 31st.
You are now 31st.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just,
You missed a cut.
I didn't miss a cut. He withdrew.
Well, I mean, 0 points.
I got 0
You got
points.
zero.
I got 0 points.
You can
You can keep saying.
you can say whatever you want.
Hey, 1,000 ways to skin a cat.
Yeah.
Nope. The answer is still
The answer
zero.
is still
Still
0.
zero.
Still
Exactly.
All right, here we go.
So let's pass them out. So I have, woof.
Quattro.
Did you get
I
'em
did
all?
it.
Ooh, that's impressive. You got a couple.
Butterscotch.
A
Coconut.
Average. Just a
Peaches.
just to get warmed up.
Deucer today.
Producer.
Pineapples and bananas.
Pineapples. Oh God, those all look the same.
At least 2 are the same.
Pineapples and apples.
Apples. Pineapples.
Interesting.
What do you got?
Chocolate, peaches, coconuts, and butterscotch
The chocolate and butterscotch,
are new.
And coconut.
and the
You can do
coconut,
chocolate.
and
Maybe just
butterscotch.
save the peaches for later.
Yeah.
because those don't.
Right, but like,
Is that?
I thought I had a theme.
I don't know if I've had the chocolate before.
I've never did
I don't know that I want to, but,
Well,
you know,
I mean, here we are.
Let's just
nature of the beast, baby.
ease into these. We've got so many. Sponsored by, but not really. 99 brand. What is the actual brand? Produced
99.
by Polynesian Products, Louisville, Kentucky. 99 brand party.
Serve. Oh, we read that last week.
So, okay.
Serve.
Chilled.
Yeah, but like
Warm.
it says, produced by Polynesian Products, right? 99brandparty.com. Email us info@zazerac.com.
Yeah.
Kidding you. Pick a company.
No, there's a lot of shell.
So
a lot of shell companies
so
involved. in the making of this
Zazerac-
liquor.
Zazerac owns it? Is
They're
that the
not
overall?
trying to get anybody back to them. Actually,
Yeah, I
You're
think-
gonna have to talk to several people.
I think like that's why it's a shitty shot. They're like, we don't want people to understand how bad our alcohol is, so they can trace it back to one place.
Yes, if you drive to Louisville, no, you will not find 99 brands. However,
You
if
may find a
contact
basement of a guy with the last name Zazerac.
The Polynesians may be able to
Maybe.
help you.
Produce it.
You just need to watch a couple of movies.
And
Yeah, the
99 brand party's like-
the large Polynesian community in Louisville, Kentucky.
Yes.
99 brand party just takes you to the party store. So it's good crapshoot here.
Right. Yeah.
Apples? Peaches?
Pineapples.
Oh, we at least went fruit to start.
This and butterscotch would be good.
Butterscotch apples.
I won't trade you.
It'd be like a caramel apple kind of.
Those probably would be better cold. Chilled. We clearly
Should
are
we
not.
jump into some?
News.
Yeah, because I mean, and I reordered this because there's no way Scottish Open is going before Barbasol.
So yeah,
Because Barbasol is just gonna be
a
Well,
Here are
so
our picks.
the only reason I had it like that is
Like a fart in the
solely
breeze.
because it was the only one in our one and done, and I wasn't
Oh.
sure if we were doing them both right away. So I was just like, oh,
Sorry, let's go with some news.
So like, let's start with Liv. Taylor Gooch. Did you guys hear what he said this weekend?
No.
This pains me.
Oh God.
He was interviewed because he was a part of the winning team post round. And I just saw clips of Portland, which is where they played at. Sold out crowd, whatever that means. It seems like Liv kind of gives away their tickets, but nonetheless, like a pretty rowdy crowd,
Yeah.
much better atmosphere. I say much better than the last one. Players are into it. Obviously, they've got a lot of top 20 guys, had a better field than the John Deere Classic. All of these things going for it. So, like, great. But Taylor Gooch, post-team win, says, I've never played in a Ryder Cup.
Oh yeah, I did see.
I've never played in a President's Cup. But I imagine this is what it would feel like.
yeah,
That aged like milk.
in
on,
this
on Twitter,
outside, right
in the
now.
golf world.
Oh,
There were so many parodies of like, pick your sport of, well, I've never played in a Super Bowl, but I won my backyard flag football game during Thanksgiving.
I
And I
imagine-
imagine this was, that type of parody type of thing
Lord.
just went crazy on Twitter. And as I checked in over the weekend, I literally could not believe that those words were said. And Patrick Reed, DJ, and must have been Perez, his teammates that he won with were standing there, of which at least 2/3 of them have
Yeah.
Ryder Cup experience. And so then everybody kept posting the Ryder Cup and like, hey, this is
This
what
is
Portland
the right-
looked like.
yeah.
Oh, wait, not. So
Did
just a
did they
super
respond
annoying-
at all?
No, but
Did
like
they?
I had
Nothing?
you had to
JT
think
did
like
say something, like he said something he posted on something or on another post like in response, but didn't ever
But
look like there was
like
any
DJ or
Patrick Reed. No,
they didn't even.
nor I mean they knew.
Yeah,
Like, I mean Patrick Reed was
I would have been
part of one of the
would've-
most iconic Ryder Cup moments in the history of Ryder Cup.
I would have just done.
even though
things
people
behind
don't like him.
I'd have
Right.
been like,
I mean that's the only thing that I hold on to as far as like having a sliver of respect for him
Because
is
of
that,
the
like,
Ryder Cup. Absolutely.
I loved that moment when he wagged the finger.
yeah,
Like him and Rory going back and
at-
forth. Like
that was.
that was amazing.
Yeah. But
And
hey,
so,
hey,
like,
this weekend was just like that.
Right. Yeah, in Portland at Spirit Hollow, Pumpkin Ridge.
I did watch
Witch
Jack
Creek.
O'Lantern.
Yes, right.
I did have it on, and I can agree, like, it was better, much, much better than first.
Well, yeah, because it was in America.
Right,
Like, it was
but,
going
like-
to be
Right.
better for that reason.
Right.
Like, some of the things were even better, even like the little nuances we talked about it. Like, if you're going to be on a team, show that you're on a team in some capacity, like Poulter had the Majestics, like, embroidered on his shirt and different stuff like that. Like,
Yep.
those small little details are gonna make it better. But again, like, for example, like this week, it's literally the Euro Tour or the DP World Tour and the PGA Tour. Just
Right.
double middle fingers to live, except for the fact that 3 people still
Leading to our next
Get
news
to play.
that live related. Unfortunately, I think most of the things golf wise are live related, but so it was Poulter,
We tried this
two
earlier.
other guys
or
that I didn't
or
even know.
Artagui or something like
Okay,
that.
so 3 guys, the
Anyways.
main one being Poulter, who appealed and won the right to play in the Scottish Open, which they had been denied. We don't know for sure if anyone else will appeal and win.
I'm sure they'll try.
But the blow up on that is all of these guys said they wanted to spend more time with their families,
And now they're
and now they're appealing to play more golf. So Billy Horschel came out. I think it was either today or
think it was
yesterday.
today.
Adrian Otagui. I don't even know how to say his name. He's the other one. One
But-
more.
They had Billy Horschel basically saying, I choose to spend X amount of time away from my wife and kids. It's part of the tour life, whatever. These guys are full of it, and ever saying that was the case. Like, no matter what golf tour you play on, you're choosing to spend time away from your family, and that's scheduled every year, year in, year out, especially if you're established, which most of the guys who are saying all of these things are very
Are
established
established,
and
yeah.
establish their own schedule, and probably play less now than
than they used
they
to.
would be
Or a
required
grinder.
to in the next year or two with Live. So Horschel calling people out. The back and forth is just, it's kind of funny.
You're
at this
seeing the
point, but,
frustration
like,
from like the PGA guys though,
Mhm.
and just being like, "You're full of shit.
right, like
You're completely, utterly full of shit.
Yeah.
Just
And
at
then-
least say the truth then."
Like JT
I'm
came out
here
and
for the
literally
money.
said, "I just wish somebody would say that."
Mhm.
And maybe Pat Perez did that a little bit with his shirt that he wore.
God.
But then you have
Like he didn't say that, but at the same time, he never denied that it wasn't for the money for himself.
Yeah,
and
but
then
no
he
one's
wears
just-
a shirt with dollar bills all over it. Like,
Bryson said it's for the business. It's a business decision.
which for Bryson it might be just because like he has a production team. He
Oh,
has
absolutely.
like so all of those things for Bryson. Like Bryson's in his own little world. So like
Yeah.
whatever he does, like
Clearly,
That dude-
no one
whatever.
cares.
So,
Needle
is
did not
Adam-
lose.
right, it's just like
Everyone
Adam
just like,
Scott, is that
"Yeah."
your favorite player ever?
no. But Paul Casey is
Yep.
closing in quickly, and he has also now joined the Who Gives a Beep tour, and
You can
welcome
say
to
shit.
Live.
You can say shit.
No, I was
I know
wanting
what
to
you
be
wanted
stronger.
to. I know, but what you
so
can
I beeped
say.
myself.
We don't have a beep.
It's fine. It's probably copyrighted.
Oh, we get in so much trouble. It's so much fun.
So, yeah, I mean, Paul Casey's gone. He can stop withdrawing the day of tournaments and
When
screwing
did he
himself. and
play
people
last?
Who?
I don't even
I
know.
mean, who cares?
Right.
But like, I'm glad to see him gone.
Yeah.
Like,
I don't.
although
That's-
the Live Tour will advertise it as another top 50, 40, 30, whatever player, and good for them. Like, whatever, good riddance. So-
Yeah, and so back to the Bryson thing. I feel like Bryson's next play, especially because he outed Cobra. Like he outed his number one sponsor. Oh, this driver, they need to figure it out. These clubs suck, basically. He's going to be the next Adam Scott, and he's going to have his own irons or something like that. That's going to be part of his brand. And rightfully, so, like him being one of the only guys to play the one length irons and stuff like that. Yeah, go ahead, do that.
Right.
Because people are going to buy them.
Right. 'Cause,
They know
yeah,
Bryson from PGA. They know Bryson from now Live, but and his scientific approach, whatever you want to call it, people are going to buy them.
Right. Well, I mean, I don't know how much you can buy something like that. Like,
You have to play into it.
well, I mean, you just have to like change your swing completely, which most amateurs can't do.
Yeah.
And so like I think it's tougher
But
to
if
sell
you're
that. Like
if you're a first
they
time,
can maybe buy his program,
Yeah,
like the
to-
training regimen.
well,
or
that,
whatever
but
the hell
or
it
if
is,
or
but-
if you're a first time golfer, haven't golfed before really, and then you come
Yeah.
into one length irons and you try and say this concept of, okay, I don't have to change my swing whatsoever between
Pendulum.
any of clubs.
Right.
It's just here to here.
Yeah,
That's all I have to do.
Speaking of that, I need to cut down my driver, get to my 3-wood, and I'd be
But
really good.
I am going to do that
Oh.
with a mini driver that I have.
right
should go
after
back to
I
my
finish this conversation, I've speaking of shorting your drivers, I have
Uh-oh.
a story for you guys.
Uh-oh.
News.
Oh, yikes.
News.
Breaking news.
Yeah, I know. I picked up well before
You
you
didn't
said
break your
that.
driver, did you?
Oh, it's not there. It's not in one piece.
It's in the shop.
You need backup?
So like the Live Tour lets Bryson bring his production crew on the course with him.
Yeah.
So like he has videographer.
He had like 5 or 6
Yeah,
teams.
you see
Okay.
the picture.
Yeah.
Like I mean, they're laying down, taking like we're talking.
So,
he's on the practice
yeah, yeah.
screen. He's playing. So like Netflix is doing the PGA Tour series this year. That's what Bryson basically tries to
For
do
himself.
all the time. And so like now he's able to do that with Live, which I think Bryson's like conceded enough that like that was a big reason why he
Oh,
would have left. It, like,
Absolutely.
Okay.
oh, I need my people on the course with me.
So
I agree.
now these guys aren't good enough maybe for the Live Tour or whatever, but you shared that video of good golf. I mean, there's some good golfers there, but that atmosphere was insane.
Hey, production
Right?
team, cut that into here.
Right.
Right.
So that atmosphere was insane. Like a guy like
Night
Micah.
golf.
Chicago.
Micah is a stud.
Yeah,
super
Mike was trying to
good.
get to the tour, but like night golf,
Night golf.
playing, I think they did 9 that night.
9 just par
Chicago.
threes.
It
Yeah, it
wasn't,
was,
I think it
or
was
did
like
it 18?
6. It was a random. It wasn't 9 or 18. It was somewhere in between.
they might have had a
number.
second. They
like
might have a
whatever they
second.
decide.
Honestly, they do this all the time. They have like 2 videos
Yeah.
where one is hosted here, and then all of a sudden part 2 is hosted here. And how they actually got big is like Garrett would host his on his channel,
Right.
and then somebody else would host theirs on the other channel, like the next 9 or whatever.
Okay.
And that's how they got
Makes sense.
big and built their
Dude,
brand
they're huge
together.
now.
And they're
yeah,
massive.
go check out Good Golf. If you have not, I don't know how.
That's
you're
GOOD GOOD
Golf.
GOLF.com.
or their YouTube channel.
Yeah, it's fun to watch. They're entertaining.
They are very entertaining.
And those fans are
they
courageous.
But like Bubby,
real courageous.
Bubby
I mean,
is-
balls flying over their head, balls flying at them.
guy got hit twice in the same video. Like
That's awesome.
Bubby is a fan favorite with his Texas wedge from 40 feet off the green.
Hey,
and-
he's good with it though.
Yeah, he actually is
He
solid.
went,
with
I
it.
mean, yeah, you don't get known for it without being like. If he was terrible at it, you obviously wouldn't
Yeah.
do it anymore. But
he just says stogie in mouth, Texas wedge, drops stogie. Some guy finds his stogie on the ground, gives it to him. He's like, "Hey, here you go." He's like, "Oh yeah, can't forget that, right?" My hat is somewhere back in the crowd, trampled.
Could
but
you
here's your
imagine
stogie.
having 200 people around your golf shot?
yes, but only because I've had it a couple times.
Yeah, but that close,
It-
like they
it-
were.
It changes things.
Oh, absolutely, it does.
But like you definitely become more used to it. So like
Yeah.
I've played in the Florida Vets tourneys and they do the playoff
Yeah.
hole afterwards.
No, that's true.
And so like we've had the people around the greens, and it I mean 100%. Like even when we play for money, if it comes down to the last hole or anything like that, like things change a little
Things
bit. Like
change.
Right.
things get a little tighter,
Right.
but puckers up a little bit. Like
I have a
so,
buddy
like,
who's
now to add in 200, 300. I mean, they probably
Rowdy
had
ass.
500 people
Ooh,
there.
yeah. Rowdy ass.
But these guys are crazy for as close as they stand to the green with some, I mean, even good golfers, but still amateur nonetheless.
Yeah,
Like,
and
They
the
do
thing
miss.
is the thing is
They
is
all
they
do miss.
they were around the green, but they were even like in blind spots too, where the green
Right.
has its angles or whatever.
You
These guys
couldn't
can't
tell
you
where
can't
the ball
see
was-
where the
yeah,
ball's coming.
landing.
It's at night, like you're gonna get hit for sure.
so,
Good atmosphere.
No, that
Good
was
atmosphere.
awesome.
Awesome. Any other news?
so personal playing news. So within 2 rounds of this last week, so my sister came back into town, so I played around with her, and then before that, I played
she beat
around
you?
out at Newton.
Shut that.
So yeah, Yeah, it wasn't. No. She's only played
I'm going to
2
take my
rounds this
extra
year.
one that you guys don't have to take.
Yeah.
So
Okay, you can get it while I'm playing around and have some work stuff going on, have some golf stuff that
So you're locked in.
isn't
You
going
are
that way.
just
We're on hole 9.
locked in.
Hole 9. I'm playing okay, but I'm not playing great. I've hit some shots that I was happy with that didn't turn out. Like I said, I had a couple work emails coming through that I was irritating, and hadn't been hitting driver overly well for the entire round. So hole 9 I hit, and it's all swing. I can just feel it in the swing, and I just can't figure it out. I hit like 2 decent drives on the front 9. This was not one of them. And at that point, I decided that I was going to send driver for a little flight, just make myself feel better, go pick it up. Well, I threw driver a little bit harder than I was wanting to, and I held on a little bit longer. And it went about 40 yards, 40 feet high, into I don't know what kind of tree. I'm not even going to act like I know. Hit a
Hardwood
branch that was coming down off said tree, and as soon as it hit, it just went. I was playing with Joe and a couple other guys, but I think Joe was the only one that actually saw me throw the driver, and so Joe hits, and Joe goes and picks up my driver, because.
Well, you can't at that.
But I feel better.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm mad that my driver broke, but
Feel better.
I showed no immediate remorse that my driver is broken.
Yeah, you were not.
Of
picking
which, no. Well, and I would have, yes.
Eventually, but that was not.
Joe says nothing, hits his ball, and he stripes drive. Like, we're talking par 5. He's got 146 out on a par 5, and so he hits it. So now he's feeling real
Yeah.
And my ball's playable.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Well, you're probably going to make birdie on this hole." And then walks around the tee box and doesn't say anything else, picks up my driver, and he's not riding with me. He hands it back to me, I get in the cart, and we're fine.
Did you make
I hit my second shot, kind of shitty, but good enough, and it rolls out. I hit it thin, and it's up towards the side of the green. Chip up, make birdie. Do end up making birdie on 9. So, comes to fruition, end up winning the overall round by 1 stroke. Play better on the back 9.
Well,
because at that point, I had gotten
you got it out.
Plus things had resolved themselves
Work-wise.
because you weren't hitting your driver anymore.
No, I did. I continued to hit driver, and hit it
Whose driver?
for my Joe's, which is the same as my old one. So there's not a huge it wasn't a huge learning curve, or I didn't need to change anything. So yeah, I mean, moral of the story, it's in the shop now, and
don't throw
I'll be
your
getting
driver
a new
40 yards into a tree.
Yeah, just let go of it earlier, maybe. Yeah. But I wasn't. That's the thing. Overall, if I was teaching, so I tell my wife, I tell my kids, and it's so I'm trying to make it a Dad didn't control his anger, and this is why, and this is why we shouldn't do that. But at the end of the day,
I felt better.
It's your kid would come back and tell you after all of these things, I'm not really sorry, Dad.
And you'd be
and that's the thing is at the end
fair.
of the day, it's going to cost me $80 to get, because my club head is fine, and that's the expensive part. Yeah. So it's going to cost me $80 for a reshaft and grip, and it's it's worth $80. I wouldn't tell my
I'm not
wife
do it
that
every
necessarily
round
directly,
right.
and hopefully it doesn't happen again. But also, don't throw the most expensive club in your bag.
Right.
Go back to your bag and grab, name the club.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, your irons have stronger shafts than your driver, so throw
also,
one of those.
yeah, it's not as likely to because the driver's light.
Yes.
So it can be held onto. Whereas when I toss a wedge,
I watched you. I watched you do that once in a round before.
Well, just tossed it. No, this was a full.
In granite,
I came back, and I
swung.
It sounds like the branch might have been a little bit bigger than the branches that your wedge hit too. So.
Oh, right. And I've helicoptered a club or two. Don't get me wrong, but
Here
usually not the driver.
I feel like you should just always have an extra.
So,
you should be able to carry an extra club,
which you can.
That is your toss club.
Can.
Well, we can. I'm just saying, in general,
and I do
everywhere
have
across
multiple clubs
because it feels
that
good.
Sit in my garage.
Oh, I have so many clubs I could toss
of which
in.
Could definitely fit that instead of the $500 driver I decided to throw.
Absolutely, we should.
So that happened, and then I played around with my sister. This was a different round. She's only played one round this year. Hit the ball pretty well, but she'd kind of been towing her wedges a little bit. And so we get on to short par 4. Both of us are down 40 yards from the green, and my ball is probably 10 yards in front of her, maybe 10 feet to the right, 10 yards in front. So I'm like, get out of the cart, start walking towards my ball, get about halfway there. And my sister is a very no-nonsense golfer. There's no practice swings. We are getting up. We have our club, and we are hitting the shot. Well, I get like 4 steps towards my ball, and I'm like, she's been hitting, in my head, toe. She's been hitting toe.
I'm here.
A shank maybe. I'm here.
Yeah.
I, in my head, go reverse out. As I reverse out, first mistake is I open up to see where she's at in golf swing.
Yeah.
Second of all, she's swinging. Third of all, she shanks it. It literally buzzes underneath of my cap and like hard shank over the green, back right. Like she doesn't finish the hole because she's like, thought she killed me.
Yeah.
And other 2 guys were playing with Joe and Jeff, and they're like,
Or on the ground laughing.
"Oh my god!
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
God."
Losing it.
And
Absolutely.
I'm like, well, that I was like, and it like didn't phase me as much because literally in my head I told myself you should not be here.
Yeah.
And so like she's upset, and I was like, that is totally my fault. Like I turned around to get out of the way.
Just turn the wrong way.
And
Don't
well,
turn
not
the
even that. Just don't
Be there.
Don't walk in front
Yeah.
of someone hitting a golf ball.
Right.
And so my lesson for today, and to my kids, as we are teaching lessons, on anger and then golf stupidity, don't walk in front of don't ever trust someone to hit the golf ball where they should.
Correct.
Because we are not ever playing with someone who can't hit a bad shot at any given moment.
And she had been towing it. Like there
correct.
was
Like she hadn't actually shanked one, but had been, 10 feet right, 20 feet right type of thing. Like, okay, like that's a definite and like the whole thing processed in my head and then happened immediately. And like in some ways I deserve to be hit in the nose, but in other ways, in all of the other ways, I am so glad that didn't happen.
Yeah, that would have.
Because that would have immediately ended my round, ruined her weekend, ruined our fourth. Like, so many things bad would have come from that.
Yeah.
And it would have been all my fault. Like, at no point is it the person swinging the golf club's fault. Like, if you are standing in front or in a line of which a golf ball can hit you, it is your fault. Please do not ever blame anyone else on the golf course for you standing somewhere you should not when an amateur person has a golf club in their hands.
What if it comes off of a tree at you? You are standing.
If it hit the tree first, though, it's probably not going to hit you that hard. And if you're at an angle,
that is a lie.
Are you in front of them?
No.
Do you see the tree in front of them when they're hitting?
Yes.
That's your fault. Then
You know what's there.
Head on a swivel.
So
golf course etiquette. Head on a swivel. Everybody's hitting a golf ball.
So imagine my angle. Tree is you.
Yep.
My angle is probably Stoy's, shoulder, ear towards the green.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Guy's not a bad golfer by any means.
Doesn't matter.
So we're playing in a best ball tournament, right? I'm outside of my car. I'm taking, my shots, my practice swings, just kind of messing around. I wasn't going first. This guy was.
Right.
Hits a 3-wood, so it was a par 5. Hits a 3-wood hard.
Blocks it right into the tree.
Straight into the tree.
Comes back
back straight into my sternum.
Yeah. Were you watching?
I was watching.
So, just no time to react.
Exactly. There was literally zero time to react. The tree was probably 20, 25 yards in front. So it was
that
like
didn't compute in your brain. Like I probably shouldn't be back here in case he
20
hits
yards. That's a lot. That's 40 yards of reaction time.
But it was a 3-wood of. It was not a iron shot where it comes off a little bit slower. It was literally hot off the face of the tree.
Right,
too.
but I'm still not going to blame the guy that hit the ball.
No, and so this guy that I was playing with, super concerned, right? Like it ruined his hole, just like you were talking about.
Right.
Ruined his hole. He's like, oh, I'm like, honestly, it probably couldn't have happened to a better guy in the course because I really don't care. Like, that's on me for standing there. Now, am I standing in a position where it has to come bad off of your club and then perfectly off of a tree to hit me in the sternum? Yeah, I am.
I agree. It's not likely. I'm just saying that as long as we're not blaming the person, because golf is hard.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
And
this guy-
therefore, the golf ball is going to do some crazy things, and therefore, on a golf course, there's only certain times where like I'm hitting into or at someone, of which like I should feel bad.
Right. Like I would consider this guy me. So he's not a bad golfer, but he's not good. Like I wouldn't expect him to miss that much.
But we all
to
have.
hit it perfectly off the tree though.
Right.
If
at
he
the
misses
time
and
that
hits
you're
a tree,
standing there-
if he hits a tree, like I expect it to go
get it.
straight left. Honestly, with the angle of where he was going, it was kind of incredible how it happened.
Right.
Did it
Because
hurt?
it was. Oh, it fucking hurt so bad.
Right.
I had like a little. I had a little lump.
You did.
I had. Oh no, I know it. I had a little.
It's
That
2 weeks
one.
in a row?
That one I can use. That one I can use because
No, you can't.
like it was like a. It was like a
Right,
growth.
I'm
I had a
thinking about
tumor
that.
for a little bit. I had a tumor for a little bit,
okay.
just in the
That's
right
right.
on my sternum.
Yeah. Other news.
Other news. So let's get that's,
Out of
Jordan Spieth. Did you hear what he did this weekend? So they're playing in the whatever it's called.
Oh yeah, he got disqualified
So
from the pro-am.
the pro
That
am.
doesn't even count, really.
I know. So the pro am,
Did you
right?
see
Everyone's
this?
playing the
I
pro
did
am.
not.
Oh,
So,
I guess.
He hit it to gimme range, and it's a pro am,
Yep.
a team event, right? Pro am. He just picks up his ball and goes on. Well, it's also an individual event, so he got disqualified
For the
from
pros.
for the pros.
Yeah.
He got disqualified from the individual event and is now just playing to be on the team because he picked up his ball and gimme range at the pro am, which
It's immediate
dumb. But
disqualification.
yep.
But for a tournament,
So it's gimme for the amateurs, but not for the pros.
it's a gimme
For
for
the team.
But the pros are like, so Tiger Woods shot 77.
Yeah, and then 74.
Right. So like that was for his individual score for the pro
Right.
in itself.
Right.
He was also playing on a team.
yeah. Okay.
So like they have to play their ball
They have to
out.
play.
yeah.
He just
That makes
scooped.
sense.
He just scoops it up because it's
In his mind, he was told to pick
Which-
it up.
right, and he
But
just
he's like,
Which
you can't pick it up.
realistically, if I was playing in a tournament or something like that,
I don't know why they do that to the players.
I would
Like,
I
that's
would
just-
do that. I would do that just
Usually pick it
because I'm
You're just in
used
match
to
play
like
mode.
I'm used to Stoy saying, okay, that's
Right.
a half of a putter length away. You're not going to miss that.
Right.
Unless it's a birdie, because Stoy would say, "Don't miss this birdie putt," and then I'd miss the birdie
Right,
putt.
that's fair.
But if
No,
it
it's
was
just-
for triple bogey, it's in the heart perfect speed.
It's really just unfair the format that they like the position they put the players in to be playing. They're essentially playing two different formats with one ball.
yeah.
Which is it's like, oh, we're playing ball down, except for you're playing
Not,
best ball.
but you're not.
So if yours isn't the best, you don't have to play
I feel
ball
like
down.
there should be a caveat to that rule of okay, just replace it, like,
Right.
go putt it, because
exactly, especially in a tournament that you're not scoring any world golf ranking point. Like there's literally
Right.
nothing you're getting out of that.
yeah,
But Tiger did come back, showed up in a private helicopter
on
on the golf range.
driving range shows up in a helicopter.
Yep.
I was like, oh well,
So his legs.
So
still
us
look
used to
terrible.
seeing,
it
like-
looks awful.
Us used to seeing like a golf cart picking up golf balls, and we're like, "Oh, let's hit that guy."
And he is
Oh,
riding in a car.
Hey, here's a $400,000.
While they're
$500,000,
dudes kept
$700,000.
hitting on the range too. Like you could see them.
They didn't care.
I'm gonna try and drop
I would-
this on one of the blades.
I'm absolutely trying to hit that helicopter.
yeah,
100%.
Just shanking
which
it.
is
Oh,
exactly what I was meant.
Absolutely.
Exactly what I was talking about. If I see a cart going on the driving range, I'm like,
gonna hit
ah, that's my target.
Right.
Which is funny because sometimes I'll be like, I'm not trying to hit it. Tink.
And then I'll be
will
like, I'm gonna
skull
hit it,
into
and
You should try to hit
Yeah,
it. Yeah,
yeah.
you never hit
You
it.
never
that's
hit it,
fine.
yeah.
But that's really it on the golf news. We do have a little
College football news.
I don't know how far we can go with it, so I'm gonna test it out.
Little college football news, huh?
It's like name that tune. I can do it in less than
Less than
3 notes. We're good.
a little CFB, baby. What is happening to these leagues?
They're merging.
And
The money is merging.
the money's merging, and
Fast.
we talked about it earlier. There's going to be 4 conferences, and the 4 top teams in that conference are going to make it. And maybe, honestly, maybe they drop it to, when they talk about the 6, maybe they drop it to 8, and the top 2 teams get in, and you're good to go.
I'm okay with whatever how many we end up with. I believe that once they do, they get to play all their leagues. I'm tired of cupcake games. I really am.
There's just no reason for
there is no unless it's like an in-state thing, like a Iowa State UNI thing. Like that's okay.
Yeah, but UNI
every
doesn't
now
need
and
to play
again.
Iowa and Iowa State.
Huh?
UNI doesn't that doesn't do anybody any good.
No, but I mean, if they want to in-state, maybe there's one game because it's some cool, weird, random. Fine, but there should be none. It should be all conference. You shouldn't do that. And then the conference champion goes and plays in the playoff against everyone else.
Well, like when you get these 20-team conferences, how do you?
Oh, I mean, you got to max it at some point to make the math
I
work.
get it.
I don't know
I'm
what
just
that
saying,
is.
like, but like, how do you? Like you're only this year only get. I mean, it's just like the Big Ten argument now is like Iowa plays in Big Ten West and
Big
the
Ten
Big Ten
East,
East is way stronger.
But guess who's probably going to come in there? Because
Now the
like
Big Ten
USC,
West is going to be
UCLA.
USC and UCLA.
Yep.
Right, but are they going to go like 20 teams, split the two divisions, two conference champions play each other within the conference, and then
Yeah, it's probably what
like,
you have to do.
you know that type.
Well,
of
that's
thing.
only.
I mean, there's so many different scenarios that can work
because they're
themselves
playing
out.
currently with 11 game
What is
schedules.
I just want to see this.
or 13.
13, but like only 9 conference games.
Okay, so you do you
9
you
or
can,
10,
You can do
just
your
depending
13,
on-
and it's all conference.
Well, that's what's going to have to be.
So that's your max team wise.
But they're trying to, to do all of these things as far as keeping rivalries intact and stuff like that. And it's just like at some point that's all going to become irrelevant.
Yeah.
Like sooner rather than later,
Yeah,
because this is
absolutely.
all happening very quickly.
Real
And like
real fast.
2024, 2025 season, we're looking at
We don't.
So
we don't conferences are never
complete different.
Because now you've got
landscape of
you got
college
Miami,
football.
Florida State, and Clemson in talks with the SEC that is supposed to be relatively soon happening. So you're talking about what conferences are left. The ACC would basically be dead.
And Pac-12 is going to be dead.
Pac-12's dead.
But are
You
the
got
like
Big
the
12,
reigning
Big 10,
teams
and there's
from those
100
two?
There's 130 teams in Division 1 college football. So to like your point,
Yeah, but how many are in Power 5 college football, which is what matters?
I don't know the math on that.
Power
right now.
6, whatever the hell it is.
Half.
so that's divided into 10 conferences. Yeah, let me see.
But
Let
now
me see if I can find it.
you've got Oregon. Who else was out of there? Oregon and them talk about
Washington.
in Washington, Big 12.
Stanford.
So that
Because
means
the
Pac-12's dead.
Right.
Like there's nothing left.
Because
ACC
UCLA and
wouldn't have any.
USC are already going
Yep.
to Big Ten.
So Pac-12's dead. ACC, if they lose those three, dead.
Yeah.
Notre Dame's got to jump somewhere, or are they going to play that at large always?
The thing with Notre Dame is they have their own TV contract, so they basically hold all the cards
They do.
because they
They do.
no one else has their. Other like the Longhorn Network isn't. That's
Well, and the Longhorns.
it's fine. They have the money for
we
it.
did bring
but
that
like,
up
they don't
last
have
week.
NBC
How did they
paying
get
them?
How did they get him?
Archie?
Archie. I don't understand. It's not a good football team.
No, but they have a new football coach.
Cute. They don't have any player. Well, apparently they have like the top 5 draft classes. Like they're always in the top 10, but they don't
he's going to want to
play.
play right away, so you got to. I mean, you
guess
take some
true.
of those guarantees
Or
away at other schools.
Yeah.
I mean, Nick Saban isn't going to start him automatically, nor do you want to go to Alabama to play.
Or is it one of those things
Quarterback.
where like, okay, we play a couple years and then I just transfer?
Well, I mean,
I don't
that's
think-
the thing.
I
With
don't
the
think
portal
that
being
Manning would
open
be-
is that, like,
It's a
There's no
as a
reper-
play.
there's no repercussions for
Correct.
transferring at least one time or 2 times, whatever the rule is. But
And we'll get into that when we get into football season. But
Right.
I'm just the conferences and what we grew up with is it's changed. The game has changed, and I'm not even talking with NILs, which
right,
the
but that's all a
conferences-
part of it.
It is part of it, absolutely. I don't know why no one's forcing the playoffs to be expanded more.
Well, I
but-
mean, I think that'll all come with because it'll be completely disbanded and redone because those schools will be the only schools playing for a major college championship, and then the other schools will also play for one, in my opinion. So
think
you'll have 2
you'll have
Division
power
1 college
You'll-
championships.
You'll have what we're calling Power 5,
Mhm.
Power 6,
Whatever
and
you
then
wanna
you'll
call
have
it.
everyone else.
Yeah.
69 teams.
So you'll have
All right.
yeah, there is. So
Come on.
so you'll have 70 teams playing for one championship, and then
And
you'll
then
have the
everyone else.
remaining
So you're
60
We're going back to D1, D1AA. And
playing another championship, and then you'll still have your D1AA, D2, and D3 national championships. So you'll just add a championship, basically, is what it comes down to. Nobody's going to.
no one's going to squawk at that.
I mean, it's just
The bowl games will. They'll be upset,
they'll find a way.
but they'll find a way. They can still play the playoff games in the bowl games, which I from the start don't understand why that wasn't it.
Right.
You have how many bowl games?
Right.
Let's do 32 teams.
Yeah.
Let's get it
They'll
done.
find a way. They always find a way to.
But it's different.
To follow the money.
It's gonna be different when our kids are old enough to start getting recruited. We're not gonna know.
Oh, it's a
like the
wild,
game.
wild west in comparison, bud.
Yeah. Could you imagine being in it? Like none of us probably would be where we were at that point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even
because
know.
you got to think about social media and your stretch of where your film goes and all of that, and then everything that goes into it.
Mm-hmm. Just the scope of things in general is so hard to imagine, though, the difference. And we went to a very unique school, and being a 1AA non-scholarship, like that's a very, like there's 15 schools in the country or 20 schools in the country
dwindling
that follow that.
Yeah.
So like on top of being college athletes, as we all are, like that's a small percentage of the population in itself, and then every distinct area, or specifically the distinct area we fall in is like a 1% of 1% of, but like that's a lot of what made me choose to go to Drake is that you got the travel experience of
our schedule
a big school, and actually like more so than any other conference in the country. Like there's not a country that or there's not another conference that travels as much as our conference.
Closest conference game 8 hours away.
But like that's what we're about to start seeing as as USC travels to Iowa. Like now it's like, oh, the guys
Maryland.
from Iowa get to go. Right, like we got to like we look back at that and it's like, oh, I can't believe the Hawkeyes got to go play in Rutgers in Maryland and also have to go to California. It's like, who did that in 2006? Like this guy. Like,
it is kind of fun though to see those things, like those aspects come into play, because once you get to the NFL, you're playing in all sorts of different atmospheres, climates, everything that you want to talk about.
Right.
USC playing in Southern California is going to be maybe a shell shock outside of a bowl game for Iowa and Nebraska.
I really
and those things,
cannot wait for those guys to play in
Yeah.
Penn State in November, December.
Like Happy Valley,
like so much fun.
So like those are the things that like,
because we used to drive on that when Jacksonville or San Diego would come play us in November, late November.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of guys used to wear long sleeves. They wouldn't for that day.
Right.
We tried to do intimidation. We were hoping it was
embrace
flurries.
the suck.
Yes, absolutely. Because, and I don't know the statistics on it, but I only remember losing maybe one or two of those games over 5 seasons.
Especially you wanted the weather to be crappy.
Yeah,
that was the advantage.
Offensively, defensively, it didn't matter.
It didn't matter. Like you wanted it to be, just because you got to practice in it.
Yep.
You live in it already. Like no matter how miserable it is, no matter how much to your buddy you complain during the week, the guys that are coming in don't live in this and don't like. Well, they're in for 48 hours of hell.
In a complete contrast too. I mean, I don't know how those guys played. I don't know those teams that you're talking about as much, but like, look at a Lincoln Riley offense. Of let's throw the ball, let's run and gun, let's do these things, versus a Kirk Ferentz and Iowa style offense where it's let's just run the ball and be methodical. Works in the cold weather, works in the warm weather. Let's see these guys butt heads. Now you got Ohio State and teams like that do air it out a little bit more, but we've even seen Ohio State come into Kinnick or go to Purdue and struggle in those atmospheres.
Yeah. No, and that's definitely the thing is like you only get to see that in bowl games now, and then you're going to
in actual conference games.
Start
the boys are out there.
Oh, there?
Yeah.
Just being fools.
You got those keys?
No, wife hasn't dropped them off.
All right.
So moral of that story is USC, UCLA going to the Big Ten.
And the Big 12 has like huge talks of
there's
just completely merging with the Pac-12.
A lot of stuff.
We can do this though. Before we move on to more golf, can we do that to college football?
The finish.
Yeah. Oh, that's actually
finish yours.
Finish for yours.
To the shit show. Shitty shot for the shitty show.
By the way, the aftertaste of this apple's really good.
Also,
It lingers for a while.
Oh, by the way, the coconut aftertaste is what I would imagine taking the banana boat sunscreen and spraying it in my mouth and just letting it.
That's disgusting.
Speaking of bananas. Yeah. I agree.
I mean, but like 99 bananas, like that's what you
That's
know,
what you
99
envision.
bananas.
That's what you expect is it to taste like sunscreen?
Kind of.
Gross. All right, fellas.
Gosh.
So there's the news.
Do we have to talk about golf?
We do.
Have to.
We do. So we're going to make this first one short and sweet here because it is a PGA Tour event, but it has a worse field than last week where the highest ranked person in the world was 52nd. Kevin Streelman. Actually, what is Kevin Streelman ranked in the world right now?
See, you're doing all this research. That's not.
I just want to know. I just want to know.
FanDuel, I just want you to know that you still have Euro Tour up there. Pretty sure it's not the Euro
Okay,
Tour.
so I can't even find Kevin Streelman on this first page, so we're just going to exit out of that right quick. So the Barbasol, the shaving cream of our shaving cream and whiskey, the Barbasol Championship, Keen Trace Golf Club,
by the way,
Champion Trace Course.
Good for them, right? They're a little comeback by Barbasol. Getting on back to Jurassic World, getting a little publicity. Now you got a golf tournament with.
Aren't they just
Who the hell?
Aren't they just irrelevant?
Yeah, they are. I'm helping for a sponsorship.
We travel to Nicholasville, Kentucky.
Oh.
This is actually the longer of the two courses that we're playing by about 50 yards.
There'll be a lot of
7,328, par 72. We got 4 par 5s, 4 par 3s. Interestingly enough, the research that I did told me that there were 76 bunkers total in 18 holes here. So quite a bit. There's water in play on 6 holes, wide tree line fairways, big greens. One of the emphases.
Try that again.
Emphases.
Huh.
I don't know what that word is, but
Emphasize.
we're
Emphasize?
long lag putts. So if you're kind of errant on your approaches, you can still hit the green, but you're gonna have a very, very long lag putt. Weather looks like we got some scattered showers for the first 3 days. Hot, humid is kind of the theme. So 94, 91. The lowest high is 84 degrees. So it's going to be humid and just muggy.
It's going to be Kentucky in the summer.
Talking about the field, I already said, it's a weaker field, but there are several past winners here because it's consistently been a weaker field. Some guys like Sam Ryder, Aaron Baddeley, who else? Those are some names off the top of my head that I can remember. I'd have to go back and look again. But yeah, that's kind of my breakdown that I had for the Barbasol. I went pretty light this week on that one.
Good. It's good. Yeah, I mean.
So we'll jump into picks. I mean, we could.
It is what it is there.
We could do one and done just so we have 2 winners, but we don't necessarily have to do one and done because it's not even a one and done pick.
It's not one done.
So we'll skip this one. We're just going to black that one out for all intents and purposes. There we go. All right, let's jump.
You couldn't have whited it out? You had to black it out?
Well, I mean, whiting it out doesn't work on a white background.
That sure does. No, it doesn't.
Let's do maybe one of the weirder ones for a week like this. Let's do Black Stallion to start. 50-1 odds.
Oh boy.
There's 2 guys I have here.
How much? Okay, I'm gonna ask you this before we get into it. For Barbasol specifically, how much of this is just because they have cool names?
Oh, at least one of my picks. 100% because we talked about it earlier.
Yeah.
Michael Kim, plus 5,000.
Done.
Is it Michael Kim?
FanDuel.
Yep, FanDuel plus 5,000.
Because that's what this pick is for me.
All right.
Did you do something or just?
No, I like Michael Kim.
Okay. I'm going with Austin Smotherman.
He's also plus 5,000.
He's actually
Just because I really like his name.
Not to me. Yeah, I mean, like that, especially if he's going into round 3 with a lead.
I think he's
Can
actually
he
had
smother them.
Oh.
Eek. Yes, absolutely.
Yes, he will.
Yes, he will.
Or will he smotherman himself? Maybe.
I have to.
Don't speak it into fruition.
We need football.
I like
This is getting out of hand.
I like one guy better than the other because he had a great rookie season and all this stuff. Like Matty Schmidt, I like him better, but Hurley Long, we got to go with Hurley.
Yep.
Hurley.
His first name is Hurley.
Long.
Last name Long.
Shirley Hurley Long.
You don't like
is-
Alfredo Garcia Heredia?
No, I did. He was my number 2.
That's fair.
He was my number 2.
George
No.
Coetzee.
Like there's
There's a
some
lot
great
of funny
names.
names in here, though.
Some great names.
Michael Glitchick. Sounds like a glitch.
Trey Molinax.
Trey Molinax.
I mean, I picked him this
He's
year.
picked him
Yep.
already this year.
Wow, Wesley Bryan is.
But by
plus
winner,
14,000.
my winner's got a great name.
Nikolai von Dellinghausen.
We're having way too much
Jeez.
fun with this.
Yeah.
He's not German. All right. Top 40.
The fact that Aaron Baddeley, I think, who has won this tournament, is plus 14,000 is kind of unreal.
Yeah, is he playing really? He must be playing really bad.
He's got to be, right?
Does he only have one leg now?
Could be.
Maybe an arm?
Okay, timeout. There's a guy at plus 50,000
Did you see what the... Are you looking at DraftKings on this or not?
FanDuel right now.
Why are you not doing DraftKings?
You're
I
not-
have it pulled
I
up.
don't know if you're doing comparisons or not.
I do. I have it pulled up, but DA points.
Yeah, that's a
D period A period
He
points.
actually had a hot
from
streak.
blast from the past.
Oh, was it 2 years ago? He was up there on a couple of leaderboards, a few tournaments in a row.
Mm-hmm.
Bill Haas?
That's who you're going with,
So-
top 40?
I don't know. He's on there.
Oh, I thought you were...
Brian
That's
Moore?
actually a really good top 40.
I didn't even know Ryan
So-
Moore's in the tournament.
So interestingly enough, DraftKings does not have a top 40.
It doesn't surprise
just go
me.
top
Surprised
20.
me.
What was their...
we're going top
what
20?
were their sleepers as far as that goes?
For top 20?
Oh,
No.
we're going top 20 now.
Compared to our... overall picks.
Okay.
Or our Black Stallion picks.
Quick question though. If we
For the Barbasol, you got guys like Tyler Duncan.
No, I know, but when we said Black Stallion was plus 5,000, what are our guys
Yeah.
at? I know, what are our guys at comparatively speaking?
Duncan is not a black
I
stallion.
thought you
first.
just meant like.
No,
what are
I
their
was just trying to
sleepers?
compare
No,
our
no, no.
odds.
Okay, yep.
With them. You know, like we've done the last
We have to make
two
a
Let me
on the
pull
fly
this up.
top 40
Smotherman
rules.
Kim.
top 20.
No, I know. No, we're doing top 20, but I'm saying the rules that we use for top 40 don't exist.
The same ones.
Smotherman
Plus-
is 5,500.
Plus, because then there's only one that's a negative. Do you mean like do we change?
Oh, yeah, so we got to change it to plus 200.
That's what I thought. That's what I was
Right?
getting.
I mean, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, it does.
Wait,
So it's plus 200 top 20. To match our plus. I mean, that's just as far as how the numbers fall. That's kind of where it.
Yeah.
There's only one guy that's minus top 20.
woof.
Yeah.
Which as
Yeah. All right, that's fair.
You know, I mean,
Michael,
just
it
from
makes sense.
a rule of thumb
So
perspective.
plus 200.
Michael Kim is
Because the same guys are
so
that you're looking
to give you guys a little
at.
bit
I would
of
even maybe say
insight
plus
here.
300.
Michael
Once I
Kim
look at
is 6,500 on DraftKings, and Smotherman is 5,500 on DraftKings.
So both are better on
Both
DraftKings.
of yes,
Let's just do
both of
this.
those guys
I'm gonna
are
go to the last
5,000.
last minus person on top 40, and he's the person.
Okay. So just look at your top 40 list.
Let me find Hurley Long. Give me a break.
Boyoda.
I have to.
Oh Jesus,
Hurley.
that doesn't work.
No, you can't do that.
You can't do. You
Wait.
can't do that. In theory, that was a good idea.
He's plus 230.
Hang on.
Is he? Did I just? Oh yeah.
Time out.
So we were
Oh,
right.
yeah, that would work.
Time out,
That
guys.
works. What?
We have to discuss this.
Oh, discussion.
What are we discussing?
Hurley Long
Mm-hmm.
is 6,000
Yeah.
on FanDuel. He's 4,500 on DraftKings.
Doesn't matter. He's good.
Okay,
He's
perfect.
average higher and Hurley Long. Like, there's no way.
What a great name, though.
That guy will
Yeah,
disqualify
we're going.
himself
It's
because
plus
of his
230.
plus 250.
That's a guy that I expected to see on the
Is the
leaderboard
cut.
in the greatest game ever played.
Okay. So we're doing top 20 finish at plus 230 or higher.
Correct.
230 or higher. Okay.
Yep. And I am
Well,
taking
240 or higher.
Chesson Hadley
Right at 240.
at 240.
He's 220 here, so average 230.
All right.
Give me Sam Ryder at 240.
That's so absurd.
Sam
I know.
Ryder is
That's why I was saying we
220.
needed to go to 300 because I'm
Right.
like, these guys are too obvious.
So, hang on.
But it's the same. We did.
Sam
Right.
It makes
But then I
Ryder.
would have picked Alfredo Garcia Heredia at 360.
Chesson
just cause.
Yeah.
Hadley.
Fade that.
They absolutely fade that.
So we got plus.
Well, Harry Higgs plus
What,
490.
what is he?
I don't mind that.
What is he at FanDuel?
240. They're both 240.
Okay, perfect.
Kind of
both.
Which is
Two-
crazy because
I like that actually. The Higgs at
It's 10.
490.
Ryder's a 10 on the winner list.
Yeah.
Higgs at 4 what?
490. Top 20.
In this field?
Yeah.
He clearly has not been playing. If that's the case. You
Played
know what I
last
mean?
week.
Like I know, but like to be there,
But I'm just saying. I'm just saying I like that.
I like Higgs in
I
this.
like Sam Ryder, but I'm gonna switch because
Higgs is plus 12,000.
Yeah.
I think Jason Duffner hasn't been good for.
The Duffer.
I'm trying to look at the lowest
Mm-hmm.
person that
You know.
Ben Crane.
I'm gonna go.
Oh, that's
I've never heard of this guy ever. Josh Teeter,
such a terrible pick.
It's not good.
275
Worst.
on. What is he
Absolute
there?
Worst.
Who?
Josh Teeter.
I've never heard of her.
That's the problem. That's a bad pick.
He's probably gonna win.
No, I picked him, so he's probably gonna miss a cut by 10.
Which
He
we
was-
would have
he was
said
what?
before you picked him as well.
Josh Teeter was plus 275.
Teater.
I'm just looking for Josh.
Plus 600
Yeah, that's why.
Wait, what?
That's why.
for top 20.
I told you he's a terrible pick. That's why
That's
I was
incredible.
like scrolling. I'm like, I can't find
Well,
him in the
guys-
threes.
What is he on DraftKings?
275.
Oh, yeah, definitely go with you. So as you can see, we're all over the board between. So
I
definitely.
mean, we went 240, 220, 240, 220, 600,
Well, it's because it's a terrible pick.
275.
I mean,
No.
let's just be real.
Josh Teeter. Player to fade.
Oh yeah. Well,
Have fun. I actually am going with the one guy
I don't
that I
like
know
that
his
one,
name
actually.
very well. Adam Svensson. He is 4th overall. And he is plus 2,500 on DraftKings.
That's for your outright winner.
No.
fade.
Or for your fade, excuse me.
Yes.
I'm gonna fade Goddard up.
Ooh,
He's playing well.
Yeah.
Nice.
We're going to have some double shitty shots on the line. Let's
Deep
go.
down,
I love that action.
Deep down,
What is-
I was
what's
really hoping
Fence-
that would happen.
Yeah.
What's Svensson on
but I just think so.
FanDuel?
21,
Gosh.
What is his position there?
3. No T's, just legit 3. I just
Perfect.
Goddard up. He's playing better. I picked him earlier in the year. This tournament with this field,
Mm-hmm.
I don't see a name who's been playing well winning it. I really don't. I just think like one of these guys that hasn't been around because of all the talent is just gonna.
Yeah, so
I'm glad you said a name that's been playing well isn't going to win this because he's playing fucking lights out.
He's-
Who's that?
God
That is
dang
twice.
it.
That is twice. For those keeping score at home.
This is not a kid's show.
Hey, who'd you pick?
Me?
Yeah, who'd you fade?
Svensson.
Svensson.
No, who did you?
Got her up.
Story. You faded. Got her up. Huh?
Yeah.
That's who I'm fading.
Oh, so there's not double shitty shots.
John. Huh?
Oh, John, huh? Oh, got it. Ha.
Got him. Set him up. Knock him down. Turns out the joke's not funny if you don't let everybody in on it,
John
guys.
2,800. He is tied for 5th.
He's tied for
Who?
10th, and
Holy smokes.
he's 3,400 on FanDuel.
And he's 18. Oh, no, that's got her up. No, I forgot
Yeah,
what we were
he's
doing.
T10.
Got her up as what?
Goddard is
1,800.
18, and he's 2.
2-1.
He's 1,800 though.
Yeah. What is he on DraftKings?
Same exact same.
Exact.
Good value, boys.
Which that's good because he's my outright winner.
There's the double up.
There it is.
So if you were just saying because of the not actually.
I had to get my pick in, but when you said Goddard up, I had my other pick
I feel
already
what you're
done.
doing.
Yeah.
But
that was
bad.
I'm going to ask again
planned.
because I'm trying to type in 17 different things.
We got a lot of conversations going on. If you could keep up. 3,400 on FanDuel for John
Huh?
What is his?
Yeah.
You said he's 10th?
Great.
Yep.
Copyright.
T10
Turn.
with 4 other guys. Not that matters.
And he is actually...
I'm going to do something that I haven't done all year. I'm going to double up on a pick.
He's also going to
He's
pick
actually 5th.
Chris Goddard up to win.
Yep. Now how's that work?
You get to drink.
I get a drink?
No matter what. I might get to drink, but you definitely get to drink.
It is guaranteed that you get a drink.
This guy doesn't feel like he's been drinking enough during the show.
Oh, man. Bug bite on me?
Is that a legit thing?
What?
I'm trying to come back for your Goddard up pick.
Oh, no.
I mean, I could see you doing that to hedge your bet.
No, not when.
Also,
you're a hedger.
On it.
We would make him take the shitty shot now and then take one when he loses.
Yes, because I will lose.
Right.
And win.
You still have a shot left? Oh, you both do.
Yeah, because we had 3.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
No, I know. I don't want to rub that in. I definitely have had those weeks, so I understand. Just figured you might finish them before the show ended.
We're only on Barbasol.
I know.
So
Here we are.
here we are. I think we got time.
I need to leave
outright.
in
Chris
30
Goddard up.
minutes.
You have to leave in 30?
Yeah.
I feel like you should have led with that.
I mean, Willow's got her baptism class tonight, so...
Ooh, gotcha.
Also,
Have to
feel
be
like
for that.
I feel like you should have led with that.
No, that's all right.
No,
I didn't want to put us on time constraints because, honestly, the college football talk was a good conversation.
Yeah, but we could have cut out. We could have moved. Anyways, outright winner.
We could have cut out the Barbers.
Sam Ryder, 3,100. Yeah, we could have cut out.
I mean, it's fun, but it's really
fun.
nonsensical.
You're doubling down, huh?
Yeah, that's what I said. I don't do it often. I'm doing it now.
Do you think he'll finish top 40?
No.
Ah, okay. I just figured.
I'll fade him.
Wait.
That makes sense. Make sure to hedge all of your bets.
Yeah, 3,100.
Outright winner, Chesson Hadley. He's also 3,100.
Mm-hmm.
That's a good number.
What are those two on DraftKings? Are they similar?
I will find out shortly.
Nope. I'm doing a change.
Just crazy.
I'm doing a change. I'm changing it to
Okay.
Hayden Buckley. Only because of
God.
our boy Buck.
God, that's a good bit.
Buckley, this is to you. By the way, if I have a shitty shot, you owe me 12. But this is to you, Buck.
12 shitty shot. Go to Casey's.
What is he?
You can get a great deal.
3,100.
Buy one, get 7 free probably at this point. I haven't checked. I didn't check back in this week.
So, Buck, if
Like
you're
an
listening,
idiot.
which I doubt you are, but
Chesson
hopefully
Hadley's
they do this. This one's for you.
3,000 on DraftKings. So pretty close, but
And we're on side bet. I don't.
I got no side. I got no
Is
side
it-
bets on the
No.
Barbasol.
Ooh,
Hayden Buckley is
that
4,000.
you watch one golf swing.
I mean, that's gonna happen. I watch too much golf.
That's fair.
I would take the over if I was you guys.
What's up?
Flip back there. We do have double shitty shots on the line though, based on our fade and outright winners. So there's a little bit of
Yeah.
intrigue.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a little intrigue. Yeah, we have a little double. Thing is, we have 2 tournaments. There's a lot of shitty shots that could
Right.
potentially.
But,
if
like,
we
yes.
Again, like the more we do this, the more that we see is like, guys, check your resources.
Yes.
Make sure you are getting the best money because we have both sides being played all within 4 bets.
Mhm.
So make sure that you're checking multiple sites. Make sure you're getting the best odds if you have something that you're
Yeah.
dead set on.
It'd be different if like FanDuel had always had better odds
Right.
or DraftKings
Exactly.
always
So
had
we're
better
seeing
odds,
it
but like it's flipping in
Within the field,
1,
within
2,
different items.
3.
Like it's
absolutely.
So they're not looking at the same algorithms. They're not looking at, they don't have the same, ways to set odds. You know, some odds aren't even available on some sites.
Right, which I'm actually
advantage.
glad we started doing
Yeah.
because then it shows like, hey guys, do your research but we kind of had an idea between Black Stallion and Top 40 where okay, this guy's probably going to be pretty close, whether it's a Black Stallion or Top 40, regardless. I have no idea
Now
on
it's been-
DraftKings
it's
right
been
now.
completely reset now, as
And the
far
thing-
as mindset goes.
Absolutely, which is good. Real good. Football will be interesting when there's not as much discrepancies.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be very interesting when that comes into play.
Right.
This smells fantastic.
This does too. Oh, it literally smells like Hershey chocolate syrup.
Like,
I hope it tastes good. I think that later that'll have a bad aftertaste. That's just my.
I don't disagree, but
It's just my gut.
up front, like a boozy
nice.
milkshake,
Okay.
that might be the booze that I would put in there.
Which I don't like boozy milkshakes.
Boozy milkshake.
I just don't. To be fair, I'm lactose intolerant, so maybe it's the milkshake part.
Does your
We actually-
boozy
Carly-
milkshake bring all the boys to the yard? Wait, is that copyright?
Wah, wah, wah.
That's copyrighted.
Thank you.
Bye.
By Kohler.
Thank you. No, let it go all the way. Oh yeah, come on. Which
That
hey,
sucker
if your
is not
toilet sounds
industrial.
like that, call a plumber.
Because that's not an
Whoa.
industrial toilet.
Right.
The efficiency is bad.
Yes.
All right, let's move on.
Should sound more
So
like this.
Scottish Open.
And you're just like, oh!
Watch out.
What the fuck?
What is that? Is that an airplane toilet that you were
Yeah.
mimicking right there?
That's how it should sound if you want
Which,
it to all be gone.
by
in
the
one
way,
flush.
on the way back from
I don't even
Hawaii,
know if you have to wipe it with an airplane toilet if you just push a button while sitting.
Just takes it all.
Croy had to go to the bathroom and on the way back on the airplane, and he flushes it, and about scared the shit out of himself.
Mm-hmm.
Ah! I was like, "Oh, that scared you, didn't it?" He was like, "Yeah, I did." All right,
How big is the plane on that flight back, by the way?
it's a 747.
Okay.
The biggest plane I've ever been on was when we went to Africa, and it was like 3 by 4 by 3.
See, and that's what I
Envisioned.
maybe expect or envision that, because when I went to the Dominican, which is like a 6-hour total trip.